there's the finish where like I'm walking into his head, and really what I'm trying to do is to compress his chin to his chest while there's my arm in his neck, and like that's part of the finishing mechanic. So if Frank is really keeping him back on the mat like this, and I have it locked in, I won't lock it, but like basically it looks like this, and I try to walk into him, my body isn't really gonna touch him. I'm actually like kind of pushing his head sideways, and it's really working. So it's like, think about like the angle that you need to put pressure in the back of his head. So like maybe I need to try to get it on his side a little more, like here, and then the walk will work better. So he needs to be slightly more on his side if I want to walk into him and crunch his head. Josh and Jason over here were like, what happens if he's keeping his back like really on the mat? It might require some flexibility, but I would keep my grip and then basically do it backwards because I need to put pressure to the back of his head. So as I do a backwards roll, I'm basically trying to come into mount, and it gets really, really tight from there because I'm basically using like my arm here as the lever to bring his head and his chin to his chest here. So it's kind of like the angle of this submission really is important in terms of the finishing mechanic. You still might be able to like squeeze and like pop his in and still get the tap, but I think like if you spend all this time getting a really tight grip, I would recommend just like thinking about, all right, which direction do I have to move, either him or myself to get chin to chest. So that's just a little detail that we'll see. We'll do just a little bit of defense from here as well. So just front head. Last week we were talking about preventative measures. So they can really only get the guillotine when they're using their arm to sort of trap my head between their arm and their rib. And so preventative, I'm just going to move my head to the center and just like keep changing the angle, and then you guys can do this like sucker drag. I reach across and bring the arm out. Obviously, someone's going to put you in a guillotine at some point. So let's say Frank starts going for this guillotine. So right here, as he starts sitting, what I want to do is, so go ahead and start sitting. I'm basically looking to step up on the side that I'm not getting choked on, so the other side. And I'm looking to just time it so I can bring his legs across. So I'm just like stepping perpendicular, so now I'm like at a T configuration. And then I'm basically in side control with the guillotine grip. Most people will let go. I tend to like try to get really good base, so if they decide to do anything funny, like try to just like hit button me over, nothing's gonna work. And basically I'm just biding my time here. You guys can look for the long flute choke if you guys want to. So that's when Frank's just holding on for dear life. I'll take my arm here and I'll cover his grip so he can't extract it anymore. And then I basically like go for a crossface. And it's not so much like I'm pulling into me. It's kind of like I'm just flattening my chest out nice and flat, and then I'm driving my shoulder straight into his trachea. Obviously both my knees are on the ground because I don't want to put all of my pressure in the front, but you can think like, how do I put the maximum amount of pressure with my shoulder into Frank's neck? And that's kind of where the joke comes from. Most people will just let go, and then from there you have just like a really nice side control. So that's one, you can time it. So preventative, you're going to shift your head. Two, as he starts to drop for it, you can time getting across this one into side control. And then the third one you guys already know, which is rolling. So here, as he goes, you'll basically roll, and you can roll through they're tighter on the grip. Yeah, here they're tighter on the grip, and maybe they start going to anaconda. Now we can start looking to get into anaconda defenses. So like if you think about what we were just trying to accomplish with finishing the anaconda, you're basically trying to undo all of that. So like I'm thinking, how do I get my elbow down? And so like this is the weak point in the anaconda. So I'm like, I usually just start to put my elbow down. So like I'll put it down this way, and you can see my shoulder starts coming back into the equation. It's helping me breathe. If you want, you can like try to like do a little pump action to sort of break the grip here. And once the grip is broken, it's like, yeah, I just keep my arm down this way. And then I tend to start moving my body onto his chest, and then I'll turn up and to start taking top position. So yeah. Even if he has it pretty tight, locked in pretty tight, I will basically try and move my elbow here to this like where he's grabbing at his own elbow, and maybe I'll even use like my secondary arm. I'm basically like kind of break that grip and bring my shoulder back to the equation. There are other things you can do if it's really tight. You can look for this grip over here and try to strip the hand this way, and then like this is the end of the lever, so this can also help break that grip. There's even a cheeky little like West arm bar here if you want to do that. But yeah, I generally look to get elbows down or look for this grip to sort of break their grip. And then from here, it's just I'm stripping their grips and then moving on top of them like this and eventually turning them. Any questions? We're a little over, so feel free.